In the worn-down edges of Elmridge Lane, most people ignored the blind man in Unit 3C. His name was Cole Dana, a quiet figure in dark glasses, moving with a cane and a rhythm that felt too precise to be accidental. Teenagers joked about him, called him radar, daredevil, government ghost. But behind the whispers and smacks was ignorance. They didn't know Cole could hear a Zippo flick open from across the street, could tell who was walking by their weight and gait. They didn't know who he used to be. That changed the day a group of local punks decided to make him their target. 17-year-old Axel Green and his crew, loud, angry, but started small. Mocking comments, tossed trash, cheap laughs. But when they spray-painted useless blind meat across Cole's door, the neighborhood didn't react. Some glanced and looked away. No one helped. Cole didn't complain. Didn't even mention it to the landlord. He simply cleaned the door the next morning, wordlessly, methodically, as if scrubbing away something far deeper than graffiti. What they didn't understand was that Cole had spent years in another kind of silence, the kind that comes in the middle of Black Ops missions deep in hostile territory. Before losing his vision, he'd led extraction units through smoke and gunfire. He was known by a name no civilian had ever spoken, Echo. Not because he made noise, but because by the time you heard him, it was already too late. The kids didn't know that. They just thought he was weird. Easy prey. So one evening, Axel and 4 others decided to follow Cole home. One tried to grab his cane. Cole let it go. Another shoved him. He barely shifted. But what happened next was strange. Every attempt to trip him, swing at him, intimidate him fell short, like he wasn't quite where they expected. Like he could read the air. The tension. The movement. By the time they gave up, frustrated and breathless, Cole hadn't laid a hand on them. And yet none of them walked away feeling like they'd won. The next morning, one of them found a piece of paper pinned to his bike. Don't confuse patience for weakness. Word spread fast. And the neighborhood changed. People who once crossed the street to avoid the blind man began nodding at him. A few even warned him about Axel's crew planning something worse. But Cole already knew. He'd been preparing. When someone tried breaking into his apartment, they triggered a near-invisible wire that rang a bell no one but Cole would have noticed. That same night, Axel met with older guys, real criminals from downtown, planning something more violent. Burn down the community center where Cole volunteered. Make him watch it all turn to ash, Axel sneered. They showed up past midnight. 4 of them. Bottles, rags, gasoline. But the center was rigged. The lights exploded on. A foam sprinkler system doused them before the flames could catch. One tried to run. Another slipped on the slick floor. The third found himself zip-tied in the dark by a man who moved without sound. Cole didn't say a word. He didn't need to. The message was clear. By the time police arrived, no one doubted who had stopped the arson. No one questioned if Cole could handle himself. He didn't demand thanks. Didn't ask for recognition. But that weekend, neighbors painted over the graffiti. A few kids signed up for his self-defense class. And without ever raising his voice, Cole became something no one expected, the spine of a broken community. Axel was arrested. In juvie, he wrote a letter. Said Cole's silence had haunted him more than a beating ever could. Said it made him think that maybe he could be better. Cole never replied. He just folded the letter and placed it in a box beside his medals. Now, a new plaque sits above the center door. Dana House, strength in stillness. The same kids who once mocked him now train with him. They still don't know exactly what he used to be. But they understand what he is now. And in the quiet streets of Elmridge Lane, Cole Dana walks with his cane tapping rhythmically, still blind, still silent, and still the most dangerous man they've ever met.